Thank you, Erica, and good morning, everyone. For my talk today, I'll look at some of the roles live insects play in art and entertainment, as well as speculate on future trends. The inspiration for this talk came from two excellent articles by Klein and from several volumes of Antennae magazine, and Wikipedia was both an inspiration and a resource. Please note that this talk liberally lumps spiders and scorpions in with insects, and it only focuses on art and entertainment, not zoos, pets, or nature films. I'll start my talk with bee beards, which have been around since the 19th century. Many communities around the world still hold bee beard competitions. Here's a short clip from one of these competitions.
Clovermead is famous for its annual Bee Beard Festival, where beekeepers compete for high fashion wearing beards of bees.
This next clip shows how a bee beard is made.
To begin making his bee beard, Dr. Lin first puts the queen bee inside a capsule and wears it around his neck. The queen's scent will then attract the rest of the bees. The demonstration is not over yet. There's still the task of getting these bees off Dr. Lin's face. The queen bee is carefully removed and returned to its hive so that the rest of the bees can follow.
Some people like to live with the insects they wear. This next video features a Thailand artist known as the Scorpion Queen, who set a Ripley's Believe It or Not world record with this performance event. On a smaller scale, individual beetles are decorated with shiny stones and worn as brooches in southern Mexico.
In Mexico, it's the ultimate in fashion jewelry. Makesh beetles decked out in colorful stones are being worn as living art. The addition of a small clip allows the Makesh to remain attached to the clothing without fear it might crawl away. Some animal rights activists are appalled by the trend and say the practice should be banned.
Besides gluing or painting onto an insect's body, one can also rearrange the pigments of a live insect. Artist Marta de Menezes learned how to stylize the wing patterns of pupating butterflies with needles and tissue grafts. In this picture, the left wing shows the normal, natural wing pattern, whereas the right wing shows her new design. This is a fictional picture created by Next Nature to visualize a future marketing use for her work. Insects also build things for art and entertainment. The French artist Hubert Duprat uses caddisfly larvae to make sculptures out of precious materials. Here's his description of the process. The bee is another popular insect used for making sculptures. Garnet Pewitt made a mold of his wife's body in 1985 and then encouraged honeybees to build a hive around it. Both Hilary Besseth and Thomas Libertini have continued to use this process. In 1986, the Japanese artist Kananaga let silkworms roam around wooden grids in search of a hole for pupating. Later, the adult silk moths emerged from their cocoons, leaving behind an art gallery installation. Ant farms have been popular since the 1930s. Uncle Milton's ant farm is a contemporary example of a traditional ant farm kit. However, a Japanese artist used ant farm technology when he made sand paintings of world flags, interconnected the separate sand paintings with tubes, and then filled this superstructure with a colony of ants, which then channeled their ways through the political sands. The most interesting new development in this area is a device made by a company called VAT19, which uses a transparent medium to create a more three-dimensional look.
This 6.5-inch by 6-inch space-age habitat is based on technology used by NASA. The translucent gel not only allows you to watch the ants create their network of tunnels, but it also provides the ants with food and water for survival. Poke 4 holes in the gel using the included 2.25-inch stick. These holes act as starting points for the ants to begin tunneling. Next, insert approximately 20 to 25 ants into the container. Once the ants have begun digging and their intricate tunnels begin to form, you can study their unique, intelligent behavior up close. Their network of tunnels is nothing short of amazing. Antworks also comes with a 120-volt AC adapter. Once plugged in, the adapter powers the bright blue LEDs attached to the base of the container.
The opposite of making is destroying. This enclosed environment by British artist Damien Hirst was installed in a gallery for over a month. During that time, maggots ate a cow's head, pupated, and then emerged as flies, which were then killed by a bug zapper located above the cow's head. Staying with the destruction theme, prize fighting is a well-known form of entertainment. The next video talks about cricket fighting in China.
Zhu Qinlai loves to fight crickets. It is an ancient tradition in China. Dueling crickets pounce at each other with open mandibles, but it's not a fight to the death. The loser is simply the one who backs off first.
A good cricket has to have a big head, a thick neck, squarish wings, and strong white legs.
Cricket fighters enjoy gambling on their insects, and bets on crickets can run into the thousands of dollars.
In the previous video, the fight ended when one of the combatants ran away. However, the website Japanese Bug Fights features various insects battling to the death in a little plastic arena. Quite frankly, these are snuff films, along the same lines as bear baiting. To give you just a taste of what this is about, here's an opening scene from one of these fights. Like prize fights, races are also a popular form of entertainment. Here's a video about an insect equivalent of a horse race.
The annual Great American Bug Race has been bugging people for 28 years at Palm Beach Atlantic University. The objective is to get the roach to run outside the circle. The first one to do that wins the heat. Winners not only gain bragging rights, they also get $100 for having the fastest bugger out there.
Along with fighting and racing, acrobatics is another form of athletic entertainment, of which the flea circus is the classic example. The contemporary artist Maria Cardozo has modernized this art form. Here's part of the video documentary she made about her work.
Piece by piece, I put it together and experimenting with the real fleas and trial and error. I observe them and learn what they like and what they don't like. So if they like to climb, that's great. So I can make them climb Mount Everest. I just use observational skills and a basically trained them to do traditional circus acts, like walking on the tightrope, the trapeze, shooting off the cannons onto a landing net.
With the advent of motion pictures and close-up cinematography, filmmakers were finally able to document live insect performances. In 1910, the British filmmaker Percy Smith made the first film of insects performing acrobatic acts. Here are some segments from that silent film. It wasn't long before insects were appearing in other motion pictures. I'll start with their use in art films, of which probably the most famous scene occurs in Un Chien Andalou. A more recent art film made by Catherine Chalmers also features ants. However, the bread and butter for insect actors is in horror films. Sometimes they get to play the leading role as a huge monster that threatens the world. For example, here's the trailer for the 1955 movie Tarantula. But most of the time they appear as thousands of small monsters which threaten the world. Here's the trailer for the 1975 movie Bug.
The bug grows. The parliamentarians will eat only raw meat. Will make your skin crawl. Your heart pound and your soul scream for release from the bug.
But the use of live insects in popular feature-length movies is in decline. Computer graphics can now easily control thousands of digitally animated creatures. The 1999 film The Mummy marks a starting point for the use of computer-generated insects. All of the insects you're about to see in this next clip are digital creations. After studying insect entertainers for a while, I began to wonder if there were any celebrity insects. For example, is there an insect equivalent of Meryl Streep or George Clooney? There are lots of famous mammal actors which run the gamut from whales to rats, but are there any famous insects? After lots of research, I was only able to find one example. And that honor goes to Ding Ding the Scorpion, who appeared in a Jackie Chan movie.
What kind of desert philosophy is this? Jackie, do you understand what they are talking about? What are you doing? It's okay, he's gone. Just a scorpion. On your back! Will someone come and help me? It's my foot, darling.
So where are things going in terms of the future use of live insects in art and entertainment? First of all, we're going to see a lot more images of insect entertainers. This will be thanks to inexpensive, high-quality, close-up videos posted online. And secondly, because there are no laws governing the treatment of live insects, more people will use contemporary biological techniques to manipulate them. Changing the patterns of butterfly wings is just the beginning. To give you an idea of where things are going, I'll end my talk by showing you a video of a remote-controlled cockroach. The pictures you see on the screen right now show the pieces of the do-it-yourself kit that you can buy and install on a live cockroach. This kit comes complete with instructions on how to assemble the electronics onto the body and then how to implant the electrodes into the nervous system. Here's a video showing a scientist remote controlling a cockroach's movements. Whoops. Uh-oh. Can you get it started up there? Nope, it's, yeah. I can easily foresee this technology being used in the future by artists and racing buffs to manipulate live insects for art and entertainment. Any questions?